Yeah.
Honourable Dr. Peter Sharples.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Chairman. So I'd like to take a call on employment, because while MPs don't exactly create jobs, they're in a position to influence the creation of jobs and most certainly training. So everyone knows that many of the unemployed are Māori and many of them are young people. So the previous speaker referred to trade training and creating opportunities for people to enter into the workforce, and that's what has been happening. So under TBK we've established 1,800 cadetships scheme where people go and work for a company for 6 months. They're subsidised by TBK, $10,000 per student, and they're trained for 6 months and are often kept on longer, and many find jobs in those particular areas. So this includes the electrical supply industry and aviation, travel, infrastructure, Infotrain, all those companies, and it's working very well. But the good thing that I believe that we've got to move into is actual trade training. So in Christchurch, straight after the earthquake, we negotiated with the main builders down there that they should become involved in supporting a trade training program, in particular for Māori, because that's my portfolio, but also they're overrepresented in the unskilled and untrained and unemployed. So we started this program, He Toka Ki Tiringa, which is an axe in the hand, a tool in the hand to work with, and trained 200 Māori in trade training, a joint deal between the Māori education institutions down there, along with Christchurch Polytech and the iwi Kaitahu. So working together, one providing pastoral care, another one providing the actual tuition, and another one providing tools and support in that area. It's worked very well, and just recently the government's put another $1 million into that project so that it can carry on and grow. That's the formal program. But also down there, the people in trade, Māori who trained in trade training in the 1960s and 70s and 80s, who live in Christchurch, that's where a lot of it was done, have come together. They now own companies that are carpentry, plumbers and the like trades, and they've come together and formed a co-op, and they've tonoed and got jobs from the Fletchers and Mainzeal and Hawkins, the builders down there. They've got contracts, and what they do is they take on young Māori unemployed to work alongside them for minimum wage, but afterwards they give them a full wage, and they become working towards an apprenticeship. So I think that's a really good thing that they're doing. And now we're going to do another one in Auckland under a program called MITE, which is MITE, Māori in Tertiary Education. So they've plotted a program between all the tertiary institutions there, where any young person can trace how to become a carpenter, how to become a nurse, how to become a doctor, how to become a lawyer, or whatever profession or trade that they're interested in. So once again, we're going to get different employer groups together to see if they would also take on young people and train them in those areas of work as well. So we'll be calling all the trade trainees of the 60s, 70s in Auckland to come together for a hui and a dinner, and at that time we'll present the kaupapa to them and expect quite a lot of support from them to take up these apprentices to work for them. So I think these are all positive, but what I do think about it is something that any of us can get involved in. For example, down in Napier, we have a situation where young gang prospects were gathered together by the local iwi and told to take off their jackets, come into the compound, and a tutor from the local Polytech in Napier comes in and he gives them free tuition for 1 year in carpentry, and at the end of that they enroll formally into the Polytech and become students there to carry on and do their apprenticeship. Out of the 29 students or gang prospects. 27 are still on that program. They've only lost 2. They've got rid of their jackets. They don't even bring them anymore, Mr. Chairman.
Honourable Peter Sharples.
And they're looked after in pastoral care by the elders who teach them etiquette of the marae, teach them how to speak Māori, and teach them about pride and dress and the basic pastoral care of living and belonging. And I think that combination for many people who have been long-term unemployed of pastoral care together with training and together with guidance is a very good formula that actually works. So I look forward to that program extending. We're going to take it to Waipukarau, just a few miles down, and then hopefully it will extend to Wairau, where there is real need for employment. So there's much we can do, even although we're MPs and don't actually have the industry ourselves to create jobs, but we can work with other people to do so. Thank you.
I'll take the Minister, Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Chair, it's very important that we